Hello Sagittarius, Adrian here. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, then welcome back. Let's start off by spraying some of my spray that I made. Palo Santo, rosemary and a blend of crystals, which is very similar to my unlimited potential crystal elixir that you pop into water. Unlimited potential, great abundance. There's some for you, there's some for me, there's some for our space, there's some for our cards. Beautiful. Okay. Now, before we do anything Sagittarius, let's first connect in our heart space. Okay. Take a nice deep breath into the heart space. Release. And we step into peace, into harmony, and the greatest good of all. Okay. So, Sagittarius, today is one of the most exciting sort of readings for me. I haven't put this particular kind of reading on my YouTube channel yet, so this is a first. It is a past life reading, and just to explain to you the difference between them. So if you are interested specifically in past life regression, which is what hypnosis, I put you a link down below that explains this. I am a regression hypnosis practitioner that I line up with Reiki and crystal healing and angel healing and NLP Life coaching. So that is a little bit different to this. This is a reading where we look at what is the when I do it, what is the path of your soul? What has led you up to now? What is the lessons that your soul have learned? And how do you contribute those lessons into the beautiful overall picture, Sagittarius, that makes the world work now? All right. Now, between the two of us, we both already know that you are an incredible bunch of people. So thank you for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle and draw you some oracle cards that we're going to end off our reading with, because even though we're looking into the past, we also want to check into the present. How do you contribute, or rather, what are some of the beautiful things that life wants you to know right now, so that you can also enjoy the goodies of what's happening at the moment right now. Okay. You are more than welcome if you are interested. There's two cards that came out there, but that's all good. It's all good. If you are interested in being motivated on a regular basis, it's kind of my special. It's kind of my thing. Teaching from my own experience of life, really, and also being open to learning. Then you're more than welcome to follow me on Facebook or Instagram. Those links are down below. Alternatively, I've got readings coming out every week, so you can subscribe to this channel if it resonates with your heart. Put in that notification bell so you can see, when, or be notified when it comes out. But my reading schedule is down below, and a lot of you really like your stability, like ongoing basis. So stability. Put it in your life. Okay. Alrighty. Do you want to have a personal detailed reading? $12 for 30 minutes downloadable reading that I do send to you. And so what you just basically do is, my email address is down below. You can pay by PayPal, $12 US, 150 rands. If you're in South Africa, email me for banking details. Send me a picture, recent picture showing your eyes clearly. A selfie is absolutely fine. It doesn't have to be a big, gorgeous picture. It's just to make that soul connection. All right, email me that, and let's get started. All right, so I love this card that came out for you. Can't remember, it came out for another sign. I think it was Leo. I can't remember now. But agate is such a beautiful crystal. Okay. And this card focuses on your soul journey, because when we look at a past life reading, we're really looking at your soul's incarnations through all the different lifetimes that you had. And that could even be a lifetime as a human being, as an animal, as a plant, as a rock, as a grain of sand, They brought you to where you currently are. Now, a lot of you do really like stability, almost predictability in a sense, because on a on a cellular level, somehow you just understand your power. You get it. You one powerful being. You can get with Sag, you can be like, or Sagittarius. Sometimes Sagittarius don't like to be called Sag. Anyway, you can be on the outside, be like the nimblest, most softest little being, but, oh, baby, you mess with them. This is, of course, for Sun, Moon, Rising. And then you take what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you, you just release it. But the universe be with whoever messes with a Sagittarius and who's unfair to them, because what I do know personally, as a general, but also from the Sagittarius that I know, and even with the numerology chart when I do it, their chart is usually, it's got quite a specific sort of pattern, that it follows. Yeah, don't mess with them. Do not appreciate them. Okay. And then cards that I'm going to draw for you today is from this beautiful deck. It's by a lady, Robin Ann Pollard, who's from Cape Town, South Africa. And so in celebration of my own heritage, because, of course, I'm a South African and I live in Cape Town in South Africa, I decided what an ideal deck to use. And the artwork is gorgeous. So we're going to draw some cards, but before we do, Sagittarius, this is just a reminder for you to, you've got this thing that you always want to sort of put out this umbrella to take care of everyone. Okay, quite misunderstood a lot of times, but you're right with that. But also remember that you need to look after the sacred body of yours. Okay, look after yourself. Be nice to yourself. Be cool to yourself. You've come through so many different lifetimes, and it's almost like, I kind of feel it almost within my soul that, for Sagittarius specifically, it's like you had to, and even looking at these cards, it's almost like a pain inside almost, that you might have had to go through so many difficult things in this world, in too many different lifetimes, to see what works and what doesn't work. Like Sagittarius, I almost, you're almost like that sort of, and really, I have to really thank you for that. You, and honor and respect you for that. You are that energy, that brave soul, really, that, if you want to think of it, that like you take all the different components that come together to turn from coal to diamonds. Okay, now that piece of coal, it's not always going to turn into a diamond. The everything around has to be very set for that in order to happen. Everything has to be just right. So in goes the very brave piece of coal, and then maybe you're not making it, and trying and not making it, and trying and not making it. So as a Sagittarius, typically, you may have had many more lives than, if you, especially sometimes when I do past life regression. It's like, so how many lives have you had? Your number is usually substantially higher, and I wouldn't normally say that beforehand, even though I did now, as for interest sakes, that you would have had to go through so many different things. And sometimes, you can, that's why it's so important for you to, as Agate says here, to take care of your body. Because a lot of those emotions are stored within your solar plexus area, like your stomach sort of area, where we, which is all about new innovation, next level, next steps. And so sometimes you can get little, bodily sort of inconveniences. So remember, it's because you've gone through so many different lives. And for you specifically, many of those lives were not easy, because you were doing those very brave, bold, innovative sort of things that others don't do. And even look at this. Your card here, the first one says innovation. It's about trying new things. If you look at these two characters here, these bushmen, learning how to make fire, because in your mind it can work, and you've got a vision that it can work, but you need to find a practical way in this world to make it work. And sometimes it works first time around, and sometimes there's big accidents, that could even mean that the soul's no longer able to live inside that body, or the soul has to live in a body that's that's had a lot of knocks, so it's difficult. Okay. Yeah, it's got temperance. Okay. And temperance, this is such a beautiful depiction of temperance, because temperance in traditional tarot also, it is a card that, with tarot obviously being a journey, you don't just get to a temperance sort of clarity, understanding, even sort of spiritual awakening. And as a Sagittarius, you you know it's almost like you're born within a spiritual awakening. You just get it. All right. That a lot of what you're looking for outside, and that is what makes you such excellent leaders, a lot of what you're looking for outside is actually within you. It's always been within you. All right. Not just in this lifetime, not just in this incarnation, but from your cellular memory, from all the other different lifetimes, that you would be taking the one, taking those innovative steps. Let's see if this is going to work. All right. If you're making way back in the ancient days, and you want to make like flying machines, you're going to be the one who's going to make this new innovations, or let's tie it around your back and jump off a cliff, because according to all your calculations it's going to have to work. And sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. Okay. So you understand now where that body sort of knocks come from sometimes? It is cellular memory. Okay? So when you feel it, know that it's also because you are this innovative soul that has been around. And so when you see all these planes flying through the world, and the ships are sailing, and the cars are driving, and the microwaves are working, and whatever's working, understand that regardless of whatever the history book says who invented them now, somebody had to try it out again, try and test it, to get to the point where that sort of knowledge could be set forward into the world. Because when somebody says, an entrepreneur, for example, or what do you call them, these innovators, these people that discover how to make things, they would say, I got an idea, I came across an idea, I had an epiphany. But some sort of collective energy had to put that epiphany idea energy into the world, and that is you, that is your past, that is from your different lives. Okay. So I mean, geez, wow, thank you. Okay. You would have had to say, listen, somehow communication must be possible. Telephones, mobile phones, internet, sacrifice. You had the understanding, always had the understanding that with the soul having a human being experience, wanting to constantly discover more and more and more, you understand that in order to do so, it is necessary for it's almost for many of you, the process of life, it's almost like fighting a very clever sort of war. Understanding that, in every war, casualties are inevitable. And so many times you would be the casualty, because you would have that understanding that if there's going to be, you don't like waste. So if there's going to be a loss of life, let it be a worthy loss of life. And then many times you would sacrifice yourself for the greatest cause, because you understand yourself to be part of something so much bigger than just yourself. You understand that whether you are a pawn on a chessboard or you are the king on a chessboard, that every part plays an integral part in this game, including the board, including the table that it's standing on, that the chairs, the players, the timers. You understand that it's all part of the game. It's all contributes to the big picture. And same as with a game of chess, for those of you that understand chess, that sometimes, you have to make decisions where you would have to, in a sense, almost let certain parts go of the game in order for the overall winning to take place. And that takes you into that energy where everybody wins, the lovers, okay? Where the balance comes in, which also sort of takes us more into the the Gemini sort of energy, where Gemini's of course being a little bit more, sort of more light-hearted, loving to embrace more diversity. So if you are interested, you can always go and look at the Gemini reading as well, which is the air signs. It comes out on Mondays. But you would contribute towards them being able to have the sort of energy. We're all contributing in a way. And, whereas Gemini comes out and says, listen, guys, everything doesn't need to be taken so seriously. There are things that need to be taken seriously and things need to be light. And so where a lot of things can be quite, where you sometimes in an ongoing process through life understood what was required of you, what was necessary of you. I mean, what an honored soul task. Okay? Wow. Where are my clarifiers? Look at me. In absolute awe of you. Okay. I love that. Also, it's the first time that I get 2 cards in my readings coming for clarity. There we go. You are game changers. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so innovation, the Fool. The Fool is about new starts. It's about new beginnings. It's about understanding that in order to move forward, change is necessary. It's not optional. Optional. It's necessary. All right. And often the Fool is if you look at the tarot journey really, and there's always been a lot of arguments whether the Fool is card number 0 or card number 22. Not really the point, because it encompasses the entire tarot journey, which is why it was eventually decided to make it number 0. But also with number 22, in numerology, master number, it's about faith. It's about holding on. It's about knowing you're not okay. You're okay. You've got universal support. You are not alone. All right? And that's why it gives you that bravery to move forward. That safe sort of platform to move forward. Okay? And the Fool is about, if you imagine sort of your soul before it incarnates into human form, making a whole plan for whatever might come up. It's got it all sorted. So because of everything that is done in this Fool energy before the soul even incarnates into human form, it is safe to move forward. And that is your soul contribution through all your whole past lives and your incarnations. It is about you are doing this amazing work. And every time you do it, you come in with more knowledge and more knowledge and more knowledge, which understands why you're often such old souls and having often, lived many, many lives, be it on this planet or in different incarnations, because you are so good at almost putting preventative measurements in place sometimes. And that is why in life itself, Sagittarius, when it comes to placing those sort of preventative measurements in place, be it like, for example, say maybe you've got like a company or something and you're dealing with a lot of people, you'll do it quite well because you are very good at being proactive. Okay? And that's because of your past, your lifetimes. Temperance, 5 of Cups. Remember with temperance, coming into your strength, understanding that the strength that you are the optimal benefit of who you are, not just for yourself, but for everybody else and for this world. Understanding that it's coming from inside of you, not from outside. So the Five of Cups it's so you know, turning away from what no longer serves you in positive ways, turning away from the spilt milk, forgiving the bloodshed, forgiving, the stabbing in the back of things. And you can turn around and say, okay, what do we have? What is working? What turning away from what's not working to what is working. What is the possibilities that are still available there? And then Sacrifice got two cards for you. Come out. As well as the next card. Nobody else got two cards, but then again, you Sagittarius. So why shouldn't you? So it's got Page of Pentacles and the Magician. Okay. So remember that beautiful little story that I told you about the Fool just a little bit ago? So you've made this whole plan, and with the Magician, so with the Fool, you kind of, you made this preparatory plans, sort of going through the veil. With the Magician, you're there now. And you've got everything that you need. So even when it seems like you don't know what to do, the Magician's got the solution. And that is Sag. When nobody sees solutions, they'll be like, that they can see it. And also, often, they have the solution. You have the solution, Sagittarius, because you've been proactive. You've already set it in place. Because just in case we may need it, sometimes without even thinking about it too much, because you're just such a thorough, well-experienced soul. You bring all that knowledge with you. Okay? So understanding that no sacrifice, no matter how dark it may seem, there's always something positive coming from it. And so you help with unlocking that positive. You assist in unlocking that positive. Okay? You understand that even, and this is something that you understood through the ages, but this is why where you are now, we'll see what you have for your oracle cards, but why you might feel that you've got such a lot of knocks away, because a lot of times for you it was you understood for yourself to be part of something so much bigger, that if you did make a sacrifice, that it wasn't just you as an individual, but it was the whole that was benefiting, all parts of you. You somehow understand, as I said, that Sagittarius are born sort of just being spiritual. And when I say spiritual, it doesn't mean that that you like pray to the moon and that type of stuff, but it's just you've got an understanding that there's so much more to you that even yourself might understand. You've got this sort of excitement for life and this hunger for life, because you understand that going forward it only gets better. That even if you fail, there's a lot of positive knowledge to be gained from failing. Okay? You understand that from so-called failure, it is, as we say in NLP, it's life giving you feedback. What can you do with this? Okay? And move forward. So the Lovers there, and the Two of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Understanding there that as you move forward, even if it's a longer term plan, what you give out comes back to you in positive ways, and it benefits everyone, the entire plateau. So beautiful. Let's see what we have here for you. There we go. Sacred Pool. These are your oracles. So you're at this point now, Sagittarius, where you've lived many, many lifetimes, and now in this lifetime, it is now time for you to stop and to realize that now, breathing in, it is time for you to understand now that what you put out through the ages is now starting to come back to you. Okay? For you, it's payback time now. This is the good period for you now. And life is asking you very, very clearly at the moment. And I want you to really listen to this. No matter when you listen to this reading, even if it's more than once and some periods in between, the universe is asking, what would you like, my child? My fellow brother, my fellow sister, my fellow soul, my soulmate. What would you like? How can I help you? How can I assist you? How can, for all that you have put in, for all that you contributed, how can we pay you back? What would you like? What would you like? What would you like? What would you like? Okay? Start where you are. What you need will come to you. You don't have to go after it. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone. And you can start anywhere. You know? As Ariana Grande says, thank you. Next. All right. There we go. So these two cards came out for you. It says, fellow travelers, support is all around you. Clear there. It's time to change from feeling that you need to always do, and maybe it's time to sit back just a moment, relax and accept. Okay. I honor, love and respect you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy, for your love and your light, and your contribution to the world through all the many lifetimes that you had. Okay. May your life expand in abundantly beautiful and prosperous ways. And so it is. If you want to have a personal detailed reading, $12, 30-minute reading, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if it resonates with your heart, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel. I will see you again soon. Namaste.